This is a quick tip to all you pond owners out there that have water lilies in your pond. At this time of year, early September, pond plants are really starting to die back for the autumn months, and you're going to see a lot of your water lily leaves around the outer edges are going to start to turn yellow and brown. Now is the time to start cutting them off. If you leave them, very quickly you're going to start to see quite a thick, almost like an oil slick, a biofilm at the surface, as a lot of this organic material is decomposing very rapidly in the pond. And we want to try to reduce that as much as possible, because that's going to add nutrients back into the water, which in turn is going to supply food to ever-growing algae, blanket weed and green water. Now pay particular attention to the lily flowers. They're still flowering at this time of year, and they'll continue to send up flowers as long as the water remains relatively mild and the air temperatures are up in the teens and low 20s. But as soon as we start to get some cold nights, sort of 5 degrees and lower, the plant is really going to start to shut down. But to keep it flowering, regular deadheading is going to encourage new blooms. The flowers themselves are only going to stay open for a few days, and if you're not sure which ones to cut off, a fully closed flower bud, let me cut one off, I'll sacrifice one. A fully closed bud like this is still yet to open, but if you find one which, if you give it a gentle squeeze, water comes out of it, that's one that's finished. That's only very recently finished, and in a few more days that's going to start to brown and break down in the pond. Now there's an awful lot in here. The buds themselves tend to sink down a few inches below the water, so you need to pull the pads aside and really have a good look for them. Now another thing that you may notice if you've got a lot of water lilies that are very quickly starting to break down in the pond is that the pond water stains a brown colour, and that's with the release of lots of tannins from the water lilies. It's not harmful, in fact some people find it desirable, but if you don't like it, again, keep on top of cutting back these yellowing pads and deadheading those water lily buds. Well, that's your top tip for now. I'm Ed from Crystal Clear Aquatics, and I'll see you in the next pond.